Happy Thursday, everybody.
All right, good to go when you are.
Okay. All right, everyone. So, hello, my name is Ellen. Welcome to our Building Balance Yoga Flow session. We are going to start with our foam roller today. So if you don't have a foam roller, you can just use pillows. I have done that before. We're going to start on the floor. And we want to start with some stretches and some core activation because we know that the key to balance is our core. And we also want to make sure that we're warm, we're stretched out, in case you've been sitting all morning, or maybe it's just been a really long week of workouts. So we're going to place our roller on the mat. And what you're going to do is take a seat right on the edge of your roller. And then you're going to slowly lower all the way down, nice and slow, onto your back. So you want to make sure that your head, neck, and shoulders are also on the foam roller and not hanging off of it. So you want to make sure that everything is supported here, keeping those feet about hip distance. If you've never done this before, it might feel a little awkward. So just take a few moments to breathe and let your muscles sort of fall into place here. Again, if you don't have a foam roller, you can just line up 2 or 3 pillows here. So we're going to take a couple of breaths. We have our arms down by our side. Let's go ahead and flip those palms up. So we encourage our shoulders to open up a little bit. Feel free to close your eyes here. And don't worry about anything else that is going on with work today or anything that's happened this week. This next hour is for you and for your body. So let's take one more breath together before we start to add a little bit of movement on this foam roller. So we're going to work into our shoulders and our chest first, and then we're going to work our way down to our hips. So we're going to open up our arms and bring them out to the side as if you're making the letter T with those arms. I'm just going to adjust my roller. So make sure you have enough room to stretch those arms out. So you're making the letter T with those arms. Okay, so you're just going to let gravity start to push down on your shoulders. And if you're someone like me that has really tight shoulders, you might feel this right away. So as we inhale, we're going to bring those arms up so those hands and palms touch one another. So they're stacked right on top of our shoulders. As we exhale, we're going to open them back out to the side. So let's do this a couple more times. At your own pace and breath, inhale and exhale, open. A couple more times. Now you might find that you don't really feel this stretch at all, so we will take it up a notch in just a moment. So let's do one more. Inhale, palms together, and exhale, just release and let gravity do its thing. Want to try to get the back of your palms, back of your hands, all the way on the floor here. Hold it for a couple more breaths. So hopefully you're feeling that shoulder stretch right away. If you aren't, we're going to take it up a notch. Instead of making the letter T with those arms, we're going to make a Y with those arms. So just be mindful of how your shoulders feel or any injuries that you may have. This one is a lot harder. So we're going to start with our arms down by our side, palms facing the floor. As we inhale, you're going to make the letter Y with those arms. So you're going to reach them all the way overhead, open them out to the side just a little bit. You feel a slight pull here, and then exhale, slowly come back down. So taking this at your own pace, nice and easy. And with stretching, it should not be painful, but it might feel a little bit uncomfortable. But that's okay. If we never really get out of our comfort zone, we will never change, right? So same thing with our bodies. So just take it nice and slow, and if this is too much for your shoulders, bring it back to that T position. Let's do 2 more. And then you're just gonna hold those arms either in that Y, overhead, or out to the side in your T. So last one here, nice and slow. And just relax in that Y or that T. Taking deep breaths. Trying to lengthen each breath. And with every exhale, trying to let go just a little bit more. Maybe finding a little more space in that upper body. And one more breath, and then we'll move down to the hips. So very slowly bring those arms up and take them back down towards your sides. Maybe you give yourself a little hug here. That should feel good on those shoulders. And then just slowly take those hands down by your side, hands on the floor. Because now we're going to extend our legs out and work into those hips. So just for balance and stability, place your arms down by your side. Keep your feet about hip distance and just go ahead and extend your legs straight out in front of you. Keep them wide. You might feel your body moving a little bit. Remember, we're on an unsteady surface here with this foam roller. So even without knowing, those core muscles are starting to turn on just a little bit in order to keep us on the roller. So if immediately this feels like just too much for your low back, go ahead and just bend those knees and place those feet back onto the floor, okay? So hold this here. Now, if you're feeling really good, go ahead and add the arms onto the legs here. So either that T or that Y. So now we're making the letter X with our body. So fullest version here. Taking a few breaths. So if you sit all day for your job, then most likely these two areas, the shoulder, the neck, and the hip region are tight. So what we're doing is just stretching out the entire front side of our body. When we're flat on the mat, we really can't get into that stretch. So being elevated on a pillow or a foam roller is really helpful here. So maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but breathe through it. Let's do one more. And then very slowly just slide those arms back down, nice and slow, bend those knees back up, and place your feet onto the floor. We're gonna just do a quick core activation exercise here. We're gonna keep those arms down by your side and our feet nice and flat on the floor. So we're gonna take an inhale, and on our next inhale, you're gonna lift that right knee off the floor, and immediately you're gonna feel those core and those abs start to engage to help you stay on that roller or pillow, right? So inhale, let's lower it down. Exhale, just lift up that left leg. I just want us to do this a couple times just to warm up that core before we go into our flow sequences today. So alternating inhale and exhale. Maybe you alternate that opposite arm and opposite leg if you want that extra challenge. We'll just do 4 more total. Inhale and exhale before we slide off the roller. And 2 more. Starting to make that connection with the core, with your back and the foam roller. And then last one, inhale and exhale. Okay, so let's go ahead and gently slide off our roller. We've got 2 more to do. And then Sarah will get us nice and warm. So we're gonna stay on the floor here. This is going to be 1 more hip stretch, and then we'll do a back and shoulder. So you're on your back here, you have that roller or maybe just a single pillow under your knees. I want you guys to lift up into a nice high bridge, and we're gonna pull that roller right underneath those hips and low back. So this is a supported bridge. If you take yoga regularly, you are familiar with this pose, and you can stay right here if you want to. This already might be a little bit too much for your hips or shoulders. If not, you're ready to move on. Let's go ahead and lift those legs off the floor. So we have no more weight on our feet and our ankles or on that low back. And then go ahead and just extend those legs up and down a couple times. Maybe you want to stretch through those hamstrings. So also sort of like an inversion too. This might feel a little weird. Bear with me, we're gonna get into those hips. So let's go ahead and hug that right knee into our chest. And you're just gonna gently lower that left foot to the floor. Keep the knee bent, try to make contact with your foot and the floor here. So you notice I can't actually get my heel onto the floor. That's okay, my hip is just really tight. So once you take a few breaths, and eventually you will get there. If you're already there and you'd like something a little more challenging, feel free to extend your legs straight out and maybe just try to get your heel onto the floor. While we're here, let's make sure we don't arch our back too much. So just a slight tuck of those hips right now will help to engage your core and support your low back, okay? So now my heel has made contact with the floor. So I'm just starting to open up those hips. Let's do one more breath, we'll switch sides. So slowly bring that leg up to meet the other one. We're gonna now hug that left knee into our chest and allow our right leg to float down nice and slow. Taking a few breaths, allowing gravity to push down. Let's go ahead and tuck those hips under, just so we keep that low back supported and engagement of our core. We will need that later when we go into those balance poses. So one more breath here. Maybe you extend that leg. And let's slowly bring that knee up to meet the other knee. Let's go ahead and lower those feet. We'll lift our hips just a little bit higher here so we can remove that pillow or foam roller. You're gonna gently roll over to one side, come up to hands and knees. So one last quick stretch before we get going. This is similar to our nice child's pose position. You're gonna bring your knees wide, feet together. We're gonna come back to that Y that we made earlier on our foam roller. We have our roller in front of us. Make that Y position so you have your hands on that roller. We're up nice and tall here as we inhale. And then exhale, you're gonna push that roller away from you as your head goes in between your hands. Slide your hips back, extending those arms straight out in front of you. And then inhale, stacking the vertebrae. You slowly lift up as that roller comes towards you. So just a couple more times. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, release. And a couple more, inhale. So extending those arms and exhale. And each time, maybe you roll an inch further. Let's do it one more time and just hang out in this final one for a couple of breaths. Trying to get that forehead to touch the mat, to extend through those arms and those fingertips. 2 more deep breaths. And then inhale, slowly bring it back up. Okay, we are done with that foam roller. You're gonna find a tabletop position and cycle through a nice cat-cow. So let's stack those hands right underneath our hips, knees under, or hands underneath our shoulders, knees under our hips, okay? Inhale, we drop the belly, our chest lifts, and exhale, chin to chest. And cycle through this a few more times. And then Sarah's gonna take us into our first flow and balance pose.
All right, so like Ellen said, giving me a couple more nice deep breaths here. That inhale drops, and that exhale lifts, just kind of getting the spine finished forming up. Finding that nice easy flow. And then actually from here, we're gonna take it up a notch pretty much immediately, and we're gonna take it into our first down dog of the day. So I want you to go ahead and curl those toes under, press those hips up and back, and find that nice big stretch through the back side of the leg. Taking a couple moments here to pedal out those heels, to bring those ears between the biceps, and find that nice big stretch down through the back side of the legs and through the spine, pressing the chest down towards the floor. Take a second to play around with it, maybe alternate pedaling out each heel, maybe move the hips a little bit side to side. Take 2 more nice deep breaths in this downward facing dog. Take 1 more nice big inhale, and then with that next exhale, we're going to shift out into our high plank. So bring those shoulders out over top of those ribs, just briefly into that high push-up plank position. From here, from the toes or the knees, we're going to lower through our chaturanga down towards the floor. Keep those elbows nice and close, bring it down to the floor, and then inhale to press the chest up, You've got cobra, you've got low cobra, or you can press it all the way up into that upward facing dog, bringing those thighs off of the floor. Next exhale, turns those toes over from the knees or all the way up, bring it back into that downward facing dog. From here, we're going to take a nice bend through those knees and then step or jump those feet forward to meet the hands. So we're going to bring it right into our forward fold. When you get there, I want you to just take a second, readjust those feet so that those big toes are touching, so they're nice and close together. On that next inhale, give me a halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Find that super long spine. We're going to bring this back in when we hit our chair up next. Next exhale rolls us back forward into that forward fold. So thinking about that long spine that you just found, we're going to find our first chair pose of the day. So that next inhale sweeps those arms up and sits those hips back, right into that chair. Now our first balance pose is going to be our eagle. We're going to take it up step by step. So for right now, I just want you to activate through those legs, keep those hips low, keep that spine nice and long. Nice. On that next inhale, we're going to come halfway up. So just slightly extend those legs. And then we're going to take that left foot and we're going to lift it up off of the mat. So we're kind of in almost a balance pose. Left toes are up. And then exhale to just sink into this. So without you crossing the leg over, just sink that right foot. Maybe tap those toes down here. Next inhale stands us all the way up tall. Plant both of those feet. Exhale to swan dive it forward into our forward fold. Inhale gives us a halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale folds us forward. Plant those hands, step those feet back, downward facing dog. So nice, easy sequence to get us started. We're already back to the beginning. Just gonna keep moving. We've got to hit that other side. Inhale, nice long spine here. Exhale, floats the shoulders out over the wrists. From the toes of the knees, we lower through our chaturanga. And then that next inhale presses us up into our cobra, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Next exhale turns those toes over, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Taking one moment here, nice and inhale for that super long spine. Bend those knees, exhale to step or jump the feet forward to meet the hands. We're back in that forward fold. Make sure those big toes are nice and close together. Inhale, halfway lift, find our flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold it forward. We've got that chair pose once again. Next inhale, sweeps those arms up, sits those hips back. Chair pose finds that super long spine, just like we did for that halfway lift. From here, we've got that same thing on the other side. So we're not even going to cross those legs over. We're just going to lift halfway up, bring that right foot up off of the ground, and then take that nice bend through that left knee. So maybe those toes tap down, maybe find that little balance on the left leg. Next inhale stands us all the way up tall, plant both of those feet. Exhale to swan dive us forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold us forward, plant those hands, step those feet back, downward facing dog once again. Now, that halfway lift, that balance pose with the foot off of the floor is our first option. I'm going to continue to take it up, but you can always step it back to that halfway, that single toe on the ground if you need that balance pose, that little bit of extra support. Let's keep going from here. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, floats the shoulders out over the wrists. Toes or knees, we lower through chaturanga all the way to the floor. Inhale, presses the chest up, baby cobra, cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale, turns the toes over. From the knees or straight up, we press the hips up and back into that downward facing dog. And inhale, lengthens a little bit more. Exhale, bend those knees, step or jump those feet forward to meet the hands, making sure those big toes are nice and close together. Chair pose here. Sweep those arms up, sit those hips back, find that super long spine. Take a moment in this, activate through those legs. All right, we're gonna take this balance up a notch. Like I said, you can just step it back, keep it right where we were if you need to. We're gonna lift halfway up and lift that left foot up off of the floor. This time we are gonna cross it over. So cross it over that right leg and then sit those hips back. Here's our balance pose. Keep those arms long this time. Keep that spine super long. Maybe you tap those toes down if you need a little extra balance. Next inhale stands us up tall. Place that left foot next to the right. Exhale, swan dives us forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, long spine. Exhale, folds us forward. Wash it down. Plant those hands. Step those feet back. Downward facing dog. Hips go up and back. Take a second. Pedal out those heels. Give them a nice stretch here. All right, next exhale, floats those shoulders out over those wrists into that high plank. From the toes of the knees, we lower through our chaturanga. Inhale brings us to upward facing dog or cobra. Turn those feet over, top of the feet, meet the mat. Exhale, turns those toes over once again, press those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Bend through those knees, step or jump the feet forward to meet the hands, back to that forward fold. Big toes nice and close together. Inhale into that chair. Sweep those arms up. Oh, I missed one. That's okay. Keeping on going. We're in that chair. We'll hit our halfway lift on the next one. Next, inhale takes us halfway up. We're lifting that right foot this time. We've got that crossover here. Cross that right leg over that left knee. And then sit those hips back into that little bit of a chair, that little balance here. Once again, maybe you tap that right toe down if you need a little extra help. Nice. Next inhale stands us up tall. Put that right foot. Washes us forward, forward, fold. Here's our halfway lift. Next inhale brings us into that halfway lift. Flat back, long side. Exhale, wash it forward. Bend those knees, plant those hands. Step the feet back, downward facing dog. Now we're gonna head through that one more time here. We're gonna keep it going just like we were. This time we're gonna add those arms into our eagle pose, and we're gonna hold for a little bit longer. Same as before, you've got that option to keep it back or not, to keep those arms long, or take it to that very first option and just lift those toes. Next inhale brings us super long spine. Press those hips up and back. Press the palms into the floor. Exhale, flips the shoulders out over the wrists. Toes or knees be lowered down through chaturanga. Inhale, presses the chest up. Upward dog or cobra. Exhale, turns the toes over. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Take a nice bend through those knees. Step or jump those feet forward to meet the hands. Big toes nice and close together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. Nice. All right, here comes our chair. Remember that long spine. Inhale, sits those arms up, sits those hips back. Get that spine super long. All right, here's our fullest extent of this eagle pose that we're coming at today. I want you to lift halfway up. I want you to lift that left foot off of the floor and step it over that right knee. Now, if you can link your toes all the way around to the other side. I cannot do that. However, if you can do that, that's up to you. Sink that right foot just a little, or that right hip just a little bit more, bringing it down. And then you can add those arms in. Our left leg is on top, so our left arm is gonna go underneath, crossing them over, bringing the back of the hands together, or the palms all the way around. Give me 2 more deep breaths here. If you come out of it, come back into it. Nice. Next big inhale stands us up. Uncrosses that leg and crosses those arms. Point that left foot. Wash it forward, forward, fold. Nice work, you guys. That is the biggest extent of that eagle that we're going to do today. We're just going to hit it on that other side before we move it on. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, long spine. Exhale, swan dive it forward, forward, fold. Plant those hands, bend those knees if you need to. Step those feet back, downward facing dog. Take that moment to press those hips up and back nice and long. Pedal out those heels for a second if you need to. Inhale for a little extra length. Exhale, float the shoulders out over the wrists. I love chaturanga, toes or knees. Elbows stay close. Inhale, presses us up. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, turns the toes over. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Nice bend through those knees. Exhale to jump or step those feet forward to those hands, forward fold. Big toes are nice and close together. Inhale, halfway lift. Find that super long spine, flat back. Exhale, washes us forward. Here's our last chair. Inhale, sweeps those arms up, sits the hips back, super long spine. Once again, final eagle. You've got those options we've already gone through. Lift halfway up, bring that right foot off of the mat. Cross it over that left leg. Maybe you hook those toes around the other side. Sink those hips back, bend that left knee. Right leg is on top this time, so if you want to add those arms in, the right hand goes underneath the left. The back of the hands can come together, or you can circle them all the way around. So put palms in a little hold here. If you come out of it, come right back into it. You've got it. Stay strong, stay strong. One more nice deep inhale and exhale. Find a little length through the spine. Nice. Next inhale stands us up. Unlink that leg. Point that right foot. Exhale. Swan dive it forward into our forward fold. We're going to finish off with one more halfway lift. And then Ellen is going to take it away from there. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, long spine. Exhale to flip forward. Take a second. Let the head and neck relax and release. And Ellen's going to get us going forward.
All right, so we're in our forward fold position. Go ahead and grab those elbows, opposite arm and elbow, and just gently shake yourselves out here. Allow the head to fold forward completely. Let it go. Inhale to reach those arms all the way up. We're gonna come up to standing nice and tall. We're gonna bring those palms together and exhale. We're gonna lower those hands down to heart center. We're going to extend our hands down by our sides. Find a nice mountain pose. You're gonna take a couple of deep breaths here. We're gonna get ready for warrior three. It's our next balance pose. So one more breath in this nice tall mountain pose. And then inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, you're gonna swan dive it forward. All the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. We're nice and warm in this position, pressing those hips back. Nice flat back, and then exhale, fold. Let's start by stepping our right foot back to find a warrior one. So medium step back, glue that heel into the floor, lift your chest, find your balance. Inhale, reach those arms up, and exhale, just hold right here. So in this warrior one, we're shifting those hips to face the front. Our back leg is nice and straight. We're extending through those arms. Go ahead and tuck those hips under, engage that core. One more breath before we open up to warrior two. So inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, open up from your hip first, then turn out and find your warrior two. Bring those arms down. You're gonna take your gaze over that middle finger of your front arm. So take a few breaths here in your warrior two. Shoulders are down, you're nice and strong. And then inhale, we reach forward, we flip our palm. Let's find our peaceful warrior. So reverse it back. Nice big side stretch. Take your gaze up at your hand. One more breath. Inhale, come back to warrior two. So we're gonna go into our first little balance here. Lift your back leg off the floor, your back heel. We're gonna find a high crescent lunge. So that back arm reaches around to meet the front, heels off the floor. Inhale, arms up, palms come together as we exhale. We're in a nice high crescent lunge. Modification, you can lower your knee to the floor. We're just gonna be here for about 2 more breaths. Shoulders down and back, 1 more breath. Tuck those hips under. Inhale, lean forward. Find a little more length in your back leg here, pressing through that heel. So our first layer, we're just gonna practice a little bit of a balance. Push off that back foot and lift your back foot up just a couple of inches. Your standing leg is slightly bent. We're keeping our hands at our chest to encourage that back to stay flat so that we don't roll forward in our warrior three. Tap the floor, reach it back up, so hold it for a couple more breaths. Let's try to really straighten that back leg. So we're just up a few inches. 1 more breath and we step back to that lunge. So big inhale, step it back, arms reach up, and then exhale, we just bring our foot to meet our other foot. We're just gonna go through that standing flow. So inhale, reach those arms up, palms come together, exhale, lower down to heart center. We take those arms out to the side, mountain pose, hold it here, just for a breath, and then we'll go into the other side. Inhale, reach up, exhale, swan dive forward. Just let it go right there. Inhale, halfway lift, pulling those shoulder blades down and back. Exhale, lower. This time our right foot steps back for a warrior one. Glue that heel into the floor, lift the chest. Inhale, arms up, exhale, hold. 1 more breath, then we open up to warrior two. Inhale, lift up. Open up from that hip first. Turn the foot out, lower those arms. Warrior two. Make sure you're tucking those hips under, really bending through that front leg. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, take it back for your peaceful warrior. Can you find a little more length here in the side body? Gaze up at your hand. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Go ahead and lift that back heel off the floor. Start to rotate your hips towards the front. Bring that other arm down and around to meet the other. Inhale up, palms come together, exhale. So we're in a nice high lunge, maybe knee to the floor, 2 more breaths. So getting ready to add that balance on the other side. Inhale, lean forward, straighten out through that back leg, press through that heel. Exhale, push off that back foot. Let's just lift off the floor a few inches. So as we work into progressing the balance, I want you to really make sure those hips are facing the floor and you're getting that back leg as straight as you can before we add on. 1 more breath. Now, big step back. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, bring that foot to meet your other foot. forward fold. And let's add on layer 2. Inhale, reach up, palms come together. Exhale, hands come down. Nice strong mountain pose. Opening up through the shoulders. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. We are back to that right side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. So we're going to move through just a little bit faster. Okay, warrior 1, right foot. Heel down, inhale up. Exhale, hold. So remember, you can stay that first layer, or you can follow along and add that second. Inhale, open. Exhale, warrior 2. You can also slow this down, take it at your own pace. But now we're getting moving. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, take it back. Reverse your warrior. One more breath. Inhale, come back to that warrior 2. Exhale, lift that back heel off the floor. Rotate those hips. Bring that arm around. Inhale up. Palms come together. Exhale. This time we're going to lift up a little bit higher. Inhale forward. Exhale, push off that back foot. Lift it up even higher and start to lower your chest. Hold this here. So maybe you have a wall to hold on to. You're going to make sort of a letter T with your body. Can you lift that back leg up, drive that heel up a little bit higher. Pull your shoulder blades together, one more breath. Inhale, step back, arms up, exhale, step together. Ooh, good job, other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float it down. And inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release. Go ahead and step that left foot back. Warrior 1, a little bit faster here, and hold. One more breath in warrior 1. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, open that hip. Warrior 2. Shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, reach forward, flip that palm. Exhale, take it back to reverse your warrior. Building that heat. And then inhale, come back to warrior 2. Exhale, hold. Lift your back heel off the floor. Other arm comes down and around, reaches up, inhale. Exhale, palms come together. Let's get ready to push off that back foot and find our balance on this right leg. Inhale forward, exhale, push off. And one side might be a little bit more challenging than the other, and that's okay. If you fall out of it, get back into it. So tuck those hips under. Imagine you're pressing your foot into a wall. So get it nice and flat, nice and straight. Try one more breath. And then inhale, step it back. Exhale. Foot comes to the other side. Float it down. One more layer, guys, and we'll take a little break. Inhale, arms up. Palms come together. Exhale, down. And then mountain pose, arms out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, lower. Big step back, right foot. Warrior 1. Here we go, guys. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hold. So now you're also feeling warmer. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, open up. Maybe even a wider and deeper warrior 2. Keep your focus on that finger. Inhale, flip. Exhale, reverse that warrior. Can you find a little more length? Inhale, back to warrior 2. Exhale, hold. Lift that back heel off the floor. Bring your hips to face the front. Take that arm up and around. Inhale, palms come together to the chest as you exhale, lower. Here we go, fullest version. We'll extend our arms straight out this time. Inhale, lean forward, press through that heel, push off, lift your leg up. If you feel comfortable here, add that third and final layer, extending those arms out, gluing your arms to your ears. Hold it there. Can you tuck those hips under and straighten that leg an extra inch? Breathe, guys. You got this. Press that foot into the wall behind you, reach through your fingertips, one more breath. And then step it back. Inhale, exhale, meet your other foot. Woo, shake it out. One more, other side. Inhale up. Palms come together, exhale. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, float it down. Remember, continuing to build that heat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right left foot back. Other side. Warrior 1. And hold. One more breath. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, open from the hips. Warrior 2. Get a little lower. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, take it back. Peaceful warrior. Can you Slide back a little bit further. Inhale back to warrior two, exhale, hold. Bring that back heel off the floor. Rotate those hips. Bring that other arm up, inhale. Exhale, palms come together. Nice low lunge. Press through that back heel. Inhale, come down. Exhale, push off your back foot. Find that warrior three. So really pressing through that leg. I want you to pull up through that knee and press through that heel. Extend those arms straight out now. Hip bones facing the floor. Can you tuck those hips under? Reach a little bit further. Keep your neck long. One more breath. And then inhale, step back. Woo, exhale. Bring your foot to meet the other one. We're just gonna bicycle those legs out. Nice job. And then inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, swan dive it forward. Go ahead and step back. Find a nice downward facing dog for just a moment. Inhale, knees to the floor. Exhale, sit back. Child's pose. Heart rate should be up a little bit after that.
All right. Fabulous. So, like I said, this meeting will have a little bit of time. You need to drop your hand in the chat still. And like I said, you want to have the strap handy. That's great. And we're bringing it to hands and knees here. So when you get there, let's bring the shoulders right over top of the wrists. And those hips right over top of those knees. And let's take a couple of nice deep breaths in our cat and cow. Now, similar to the last one, this one will be a pretty basic flow. And then we'll bring it up into that balance pose, building the same way. Our first one will be our easier option, and then we'll take it up as we go. So just kind of moving into it as we go here. We are going to practice for our fourth and final flow. So go ahead and take one more nice deep breath in our cat and that lunge position. We can go ahead and let that meet the mat. Let the top of the foot meet the mat. Exhale to hinge just slightly forward. Strap can come in if you want it to. I'm going to have my right foot, which is forward. We're going to exhale to press those hips backwards, and then you can lift those right toes off and use that strap for a little extra stretch. Or, as usual, those hands can be done for support, or those fingertips can just go towards the toes. From here, go ahead and exhale to bring it back forward into that low lunge position. We're going to curl that left toe under, lift that knee, go back in that almost crescent lunge, but then we're just going to step that left foot forward to meet the right in our forward fold. Now here's where our balance is going to come in. We're going to use that right leg here because that's the one that we just got that hamstring stretch for. As we lift, our first option here is just going to be to pull the knee in towards the chest and find our balance on our left side. So I'm shifting my weight to my left side. We're going to lift that right knee up and just pull it up towards our chest. So a little balance here, opening up long spine through the chest. We're balanced on the left leg. Our right hand is on our right knee. Our next exhale, same as for that chair and that eagle, we're going to bring that right knee down and then go ahead and wash it forward to our forward fold. From here, inhale, give me a halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. Plant those hands, step it back into our half plank position. We are already back at the beginning, so from here, nice and gentle, set those knees down, bring it back to hands and knees. So you have to practice that side plank on that second side. So this time I'm going to use that right foot. It is going to turn out towards the side of my mat. That left foot is going to go out long. The inside of the foot meets the mat. We're opening up through that left arm, opening through the chest, practicing for our half moon. Taking just a moment here. We'll take this up a notch in the next round as well. Next exhale takes that left hand back down. Those left toes curl under. We take that right foot out to meet the left. Press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog on the left here. Foot goes up and back. Sweep that left foot forward, plant it down. Let that right knee meet the mat. Top of the right foot meets it as well. Exhale to press this forward into that hip flexor stretch. Inhale to shift those hips back, lift those toes. Once again, you can use that strap here if you'd like to, or you can use the hands for support or fingertips down towards the toes. Next exhale shifts us back forward into that low lunge. Plant those hands, curl the right toe under, lift the knee. We're stepping the right foot forward to meet the left in our forward fold. Same thing on the as we roll up, lift that left foot up off the floor, through the chest, through the spine, little balance practice here. Next, exhale, nice and easy. Set that left foot down, wash it forward into our forward fold. Inhale for our halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, wash it forward, plant those hands, step it back to that high plank position. Nice and gently, set those knees down, hands and knees once again. We're gonna keep it moving, same exact thing. So left foot starting for that side plank, turn it out towards the side, anytime that right foot meets the mat, open up through that right arm. Now a little challenge here, you can extend that left leg into that full side plank, keeping it open nice and wide, or you can keep it right where we were in that modified side plank. Next exhale brings that right hand down, turns those toes under, and presses those hips up and back into that downward facing dog. Take that transition however slowly or quickly you need to. Right foot comes up and back. Exhale, bend that left knee, sweep the right foot forward, plant it down. Let that left knee meet the mat, top of the left foot. Exhale, sink those hips forward. Inhale, shift them backwards. Right toe comes up. Exhale, shift them forward, back into that low lunge. Curl that left toe under, lift the knee, plant the hands, step the left forward to meet the right. All right, here we're gonna take this up a notch as we lift. This time, if you'd like, you can grab those toes and we can lengthen that leg at the top, or you can use that strap. So I'm gonna demo with the strap. As we lift, we're pulling the knee up, we're finding our balance. If you feel stable here, you can extend that leg out long into our extended hand to toe pose. Now, if you're not comfortable with that, keep that knee bent and just continue to find that balance. Or if you've got that range, you can interlace those fingers in between the toes and press it out nice and long. Give me another inhale. And our exhale, nice and easy. Sets that right foot down, washes it forward into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. Plant those hands, step those feet back, high plank. Nice and easy, set those knees down. Same thing, other side. This time I'm going to turn that right leg out towards the outside of the mat. Left foot comes down, opens up through that left arm. Same thing, you can keep that knee down, or for more challenge, you can slide that right foot out to the left in our full side plank. Next exhale brings us over into that plank. So plant that left hand, curl both those sets of toes under, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog on the left, foot goes up and back, nice and long. Exhale, bend that right knee, sweep that left foot forward. Bring that right knee down, top of the foot meets the mat. Exhale to shift those hips forward just slightly. Inhale to shift them back, lift those toes up. If you need that strap for that stretch, you can use it here. Exhale, shifts us forward. Curl the right toe under, lift the knee. Right foot steps forward to meet the left, forward fold. Here comes that left side, same three options. You can keep the knee bent, you can use the strap, or you can use the hands. As you lift that knee up, find your balance on that right foot. Ooh, when you get to that long spine, you can have that strap and you're ready, or if you have those fingers there and you're ready, you can extend that foot. Maybe you take that opposite side arm out to the side for a little bit more here. One more big inhale, find a little extra length through that spine. And exhale, nice and easy. Set that foot down, wash it forward into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back on spine. Exhale, wash it forward. Plant those hands, step it back into that high plank position. We're gonna go one more time through. We're gonna keep it moving nice and easy. Set those knees down. Here we go. Left foot turns out, right leg goes long. Open up through the chest. Third and final option has that left leg long and lifts that right leg up. Now again, you can keep it at either of those other two options. Next exhale brings us over into that high plank position. Press those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog with that right foot. Bring it up and back, bend that left knee. Sweep the foot forward, plant it down. Left knee meets the mat, top of the foot. Exhale to shift it forward. Straps there if you need it for that hamstring stretch. Shift those hips backwards, hinge forward at the hips. Strap can be around the foot. Exhale to shift it back forward into that low lunge. Throw the left toe under, lift the knee. Left foot steps forward to meet the right, forward fold. Here's our most challenging version. Once again, you can use option 1 or 2 for this one. As we lift, using the strap or the hand, lift the knee off of the floor, find your balance, your long spine. And then other option here is to open up. So whether the knee is bent or the leg is long, we're opening up towards the side. So even if that knee is bent, you can work on opening. You can work on lengthening. Whatever works there. Give me one more inhale if you're open or if you're right in that center position. And our next exhale, nice and easy. Set that foot down, wash it forward. Take a second, give me those heels, pedal them out. I know that's a tough one. Nice and great. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward, plant those hands, step it back, high plank. Final round with this one. Nice and easy, set those knees down. Right foot turns out, left foot goes long, left arm opens up. Option 3 for this one, have that right foot long and lifts that left foot up. You're still opening the chest, but you can always keep it here or here. Next exhale, nice and easy, set that left hand down, turn those toes under, high plank, hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Final one here, left foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bend through that right knee, sweep the left foot forward, plant it down. Right knee comes onto the mat, top of the right foot meets. Exhale, shift the hips forward. Inhale, shift the hips back, lift the toe. Strap is there if you need it. Exhale to shift it forward. Final time here, plant those hands. Curl the right toe under. Lift the knee. Right foot steps forward to meet the left. Again, option 1 and 2 are both available to you here if you'd like them. We're going to inhale to roll up, lift that left foot up off of the floor, keeping that knee bent until you hit that long spine. And then if you're ready, you can extend that leg long or keep it right there. And then you can extend out to the side if you're ready for that as well. Keep that core super long and strong. Taking 2 more deep breaths here. If you come out of it, take your time, come back into it. One more big inhale. And with that next exhale, nice and easy, set that left foot down, wash it forward into that forward fold. Final halfway lift, and then Ellen will take over here. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold it forward. Take a second, let the head and neck relax. Pedal out those feet just a little bit, lengthening one leg and then the other. And Ellen will get us going in our final flow.
Okay, everyone, go ahead and extend those arms all the way up. We're going to come back up to standing. As we exhale, let's bring those palms together and down to heart center. We're going to take those hands down by our side on that nice strong mountain pose. So for this sequence, we're going to be working on half moon. You're going to need a block. If you have it, we'll use it. And then as we go from right to left, I'm going to be going from side to side so that when I open up on each side, you guys can see me and not my back, but you can stay right where you're at. So mountain pose here. Inhale, let's go ahead and reach those arms up. Big deep breath, swan dive it forward. We're going to get right into this. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, lower. So big step back. Our right foot into that warrior two pose. Dropping those hips, keeping those hips nice and low. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, we find a peaceful warrior once again. Just for a nice stretch here. And then we're going to go into extended side angle, but a little bit differently. As you inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lower that front forearm to your thigh and reach that arm overhead. Then inhale, we're going to come back into that peaceful warrior. We're just going to go back and forth between these two. Inhale, come down and reach with that right arm. And then one more time. Inhale, take it back. for that peaceful warrior. So we're working those core and oblique muscles. And then exhale, find your extended side angle. So you can start with that forearm on your thigh and then just reach that right arm over. So the key here is keeping those hips nice and low. So remember when we were just in that side plank with Sarah, we want to make sure that our hip and shoulder are not facing the mat, which is what I'm doing right now. So what I want you to do is imagine a piece of string on your shoulder and your hip and rotate it towards the screen. Rotate it up and hold this here. Now if you have your block, take it on the other side of your foot and go ahead and reach for that block. We're just going to practice holding right here. If this extension in the arm is too much for your shoulder, just shorten it by taking your hand to your hip. Keep those hips low. Remember, opening up through the shoulder and chest. One more breath. And then we're filling those legs. Inhale, go back up to warrior two. Exhale, go ahead and step that back foot to meet your right foot. And go ahead and shake those legs out. Perfect. So I'm just going to the other side so you guys can see. As we inhale, we're going to reach those arms up, bring our palms together, and exhale down to heart center. We'll just do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, float it down. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, hold. So big step back with that left leg. Warrior two, we go right into it. Big step back, cartwheel those arms left and right. And find that warrior two. Tucking those hips under, engaging the core the whole time to help with that balance. Inhale, flip your palm. Exhale, peaceful warrior. So same thing on this side, sort of going back and forth. As we inhale, we take that arm in front, lower it down to our thigh. Exhale, reach that left arm over. And again, inhale, back to peaceful. Exhale, hold. One more time, inhale forward, exhale, peaceful warrior. Let's inhale, come to that extended side angle, and now we hold. So have that block handy. You're gonna place it on the outside of your foot. Start with your forearm on that thigh. Same thing here. If you have your shoulder and hip pointed towards the floor, I want you to open it up now. So add that rotation. I know this is tricky. Open it up. And slide that hand down towards your block. And just hold this here. Other modification is just hand to the hip. But we gotta keep those hips nice and low. Imagine you're in that side plank right here. One more breath. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, just step that back foot. Ooh, meet that other foot and just shake it out. Okay, we're gonna move on to layer two. So back to that right side. Inhale, reach those arms up. Palms come together and exhale down. Find your nice mountain pose. Arms out to the side. And then inhale, reach up. Exhale, float it down. All the way down, let it go here. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale. Big step back with that right leg. Warrior two. Cartwheel those hands. Hold it right here. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, take it down, and reach. We're gonna do this two more times. Take it back for that peaceful warrior. And again, inhale, lower that forearm and reach. And exhale, our final time, we find that extended side angle. So hold it right here, slide and reach for that block. Now we practice the balance. So you're just gonna push off that back foot like we did in warrior three. Okay, you're gonna sort of move forward and back a little bit, and then once you're ready, try to lift your foot off the floor, maybe just for a second. So forward and back, just a little bit of a lift here. And then the third layer, we'll try to actually hold that balance, okay? One more time, and then inhale, come back to that warrior two. Exhale, bring that foot to meet your other foot. Shake it out, definitely a quad burner. Okay, left side. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, bring your palms together. Maybe you lean back here. Hands to heart center. Inhale, hands down. Nice strong mountain pose. And then inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, float it down. All the way down. Other side, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Big step back with that left leg. Warrior two. Come right into it. Inhale, reach back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle, 2 more. Inhale, take it back. And exhale. And then one last time, inhale, reach, exhale. Hold this here. Slide down to reach for that block. Remember, we're gonna practice going forward and back. So lift that back heel off the floor, rock forward and back. Maybe you pick your foot off the floor. Try a little balance here. Last layer, we're gonna go into that full half moon. Remember that you're in that side plank position. Good, one more. And then we'll practice that balance. Inhale, back to your warrior 2. Nice, I see some of you guys already pressing it. And then exhale, step that foot in. Woo! Okay, so we'll get our chance to go into that full pose, back to that right side. Inhale, reach those arms up. We're almost done. Palms come together, exhale. Arms come down, mountain pose. Take a breath. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, have that block handy. Big step back. Right leg, warrior 2. Inhale, take it back. Peaceful. Exhale, side angle. 2 more. Inhale. So now we're sort of flowing through this, right? Exhale. You look beautiful doing this. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Slide that hand down. Get ready to push off your foot. Now your block will come a few inches above your foot. Okay? So push off. If you're not sure how it's supposed to look, watch how I do this. Okay? I kick my back leg up. I have a block right underneath my hand, and then I stack my hips, just like we did in that side plank. And then I try to extend my top arm, wrist on top of my shoulder. Maybe you take your gaze at that hand. Woo, little extra challenge there. So if you fall out of it, just get right back into it. Let's try 2 more breaths. Imagine you've got a wall right behind you. Find a little more length, and then bring that foot down to meet your other foot. Nice. Woo, other side, okay? So inhale, reach those arms up, and exhale. Bring your palms together, heart center, mountain pose. We pause here just for a breath, nice and tall, finding that length, just like we will in that half moon. Inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Big step back with that left leg. Warrior 2, cartwheel those arms. Inhale, peaceful, and exhale. Reach it over. 2 more times. Inhale, so it's nice flowing motion. Exhale, so we keep that heart rate up. 1 more time, we keep building that heat. Inhale, back. Exhale, side angle. Drop those hips right here. Reach for that block. Stack your shoulders and hips. Push off that back foot. Find your balance. Okay, so remember that hand can just stay right at that hip. But for that fullest version, you are going to try to reach that arm up. Stacking your wrist on top of your shoulder. I want you to press through your toe to find a little more length. And maybe you take your fingers off of your block and you find even more length. Remember, we're in a side plank, just in the air. Let's try to hold it for 2 more breaths. And if you fall out, try to get back into it 1 more time. Remember, lift up rather than falling into it. And then slowly bring that foot to meet your other foot. Bicycle those legs out. Woo! Great job.
All right, nice work, you guys. So we're just gonna finish out with a couple of nice deep breaths because I know we did run a little bit over, so we really appreciate you guys sticking with us. So give me an inhale for a halfway lift. And an exhale, just fold it forward. Inhale, we're gonna roll it all the way up here. So we're just gonna take it right up to nice and long. And then I'm just gonna turn to face the camera, so right where you are is perfect. Give me an inhale to bring those arms out and up. And an exhale brings them down and around. We're gonna do that 1 more time. We're gonna add lateral stretches. Inhale out and up. Right hand comes down towards the leg. Left arm comes up over top. Inhale brings us through center. Same thing other side. 1 more inhale brings us back through center. And our exhale brings us down and around. Finishing off with 1 more nice deep breath. Inhale brings us out and up. Palms meet overhead. We exhale to pull the hands down to heart center. Thank you so much for joining us on this lovely Thursday afternoon. It was a pleasure to have you with us. The light in me honors the light in you, bowing as we say namaste.
Namaste.